Dear friends, welcome to our new video. In this video, we will present a guide to developing creative thinking skills. Do you want to be more imaginative? Once you grasp and put to use two fundamental principles, you will be able to obtain it. To not use your full potential is due to a lack of knowledge and application of basic principles for maximizing it. The following are two fundamental rules for creative problem solving. There are techniques and methods for creative thinking. The more you practice these methods and techniques, the easier and more automatic it will be to think creatively in the future. An entrepreneur is trained to see opportunities for profit in every situation. Because of his training, a lawyer sees potential issues before they arise. The way we train our minds is by thinking in the same way over and over again. Once you've mastered the techniques of creative thinking, it will come as naturally to you as lying does to a politician. In order to be creative, you need to know how to use certain techniques. You can learn dozens of innovative approaches to solving problems. For example, concept combination allows you to combine roses and clocks to create an alarm clock that releases fragrance as you wake up. The random presentation technique in a cell phone can give you the idea of doing your dictation while you walk, while holding a pocket tape recorder can help save time and help you get your work done. Creative thinking is more than just coming up with new ideas or solving specific problems. To be truly creative, one must be capable of posing questions as well as solutions. Keep three things in mind all the time to help you be more creative. Re-examine your preconceived notions. Can you imagine running a restaurant without any staff? After paying at the door with a machine, patrons can enjoy a buffet. I believe a single owner-operator could run an entire large restaurant with the help of automation. Put up a fight against anything and everything. Does your job require that you leave the house right now? Is it necessary to keep swimming pools topped off with water? The answer to this question depends on who you ask. 2. Alter your point of view. Visualizing yourself through the eyes of a dog can help you become more aware of the things you do that are not necessary. You may be able to come up with a strategy to let employees go home early if you think in terms of dollars per day rather than per hour. A higher level of efficiency would almost certainly be achieved, and you could adjust daily pay and quotas so that both you and your employees profited more. Consider everything from a variety of angles. Let your imagination run wild. Hover lifters could be inspired by a piece of furniture that flies. Simply slide the device under the item to be moved, and it will lift it with a cushion of air. Don't let yourself be stifled by your own imagination. Allow yourself to be open to new ideas, and remember that you can always discard them. It's time to develop new ways of thinking. Use the techniques listed above enough times and they will become second nature to you. Most habits take time to form, so you'll want some way to keep yourself motivated every day during that time. Your ability to think creatively will become second nature in no time. Does creative thinking come naturally to some people? Absolutely. Creative problem solving, creative thinking are all used interchangeably. How much creativity can be derived from a method that's so meticulously planned? Observing great comedians, for example, reveals that they have certain mental habits. Because they are training their brains to see the humor in situations, even the most spontaneous people improve with practice. You can also improve your creative thinking skills in the same way. Just begin cultivating good mental habits. Why don't you start using some simple techniques to train your brain right now? Do you want to know what it's like to have the mind of an inventive inventor? Redesign everything you come across. Consider how much better life would be if we had better cars, faster food service, or better light bulbs. Do you want to be known as the person who can always be counted on to say something insightful? Develop the ability to see things from a different angle. Asking silly questions isn't the point. The point is asking yourself interesting questions and seeing what interesting ideas come out of it. You'll always have something interesting to say if you make this a habit. Do you desire a methodical approach to poetry creation? 40 cards with a word on each, 10 nouns, 10 verbs, 10 adjectival words and 10 random words are used in this exercise. Put the cards in a pile, deal yourself 4, and write a 4-line poem with one of the words from each line as the subject. Poems written by my wife using this method have appeared in print. If you use this technique frequently, your brain will come up with a poetic meaning for any word you throw at it. Problem-solving techniques like attributes listing and concept combination may be familiar to you. Use them to your advantage. Knowing these techniques does not, however, lead to more creative thinking. You must use them repeatedly until they become ingrained in your way of thinking. Consider that you're in the market to come up with a new design for a bicycle. In assumption challenging, you train your mind to automatically ask questions like, are wheels required? Is it necessary to take it outside? When you're pedaling a video screen on an indoor bike, what happens? You'd be able to steer through an infinite number of settings. It's unlikely that you'll come up with a brilliant idea every time, but you'll have enough to increase your chances. The spontaneous creativity you'll experience is a result of your brain training exercises, not your normal thinking processes. Why don't you begin to cultivate those creative thinking habits? There are 2 stages to the development of creativity. Starting today, you can have more problem-solving and life creativity. Encourage the development of new ideas. Develop your creative thinking skills by exercising your brain. Begin working on both of these tasks immediately to boost your creativity right away. As long as you encourage your creativity, it will grow. Most things you want more of in your life are like this. Providing encouragement can have a powerful effect, but how do you provide encouragement for creative endeavors? We get more of what we focus on from our subconscious minds. Disregarding your creative side sends a message to your subconscious about their importance. Note when you're being creative consciously, and your subconscious mind will begin to feed you with even more creative suggestions. Writing down your thoughts is a great way to stimulate your creative side. Organize your thoughts by keeping a notebook of ideas. Make a habit of it, and you'll find that the moment you sit down to write, you're usually flooded with new ideas. Your subconscious mind can then work on it, and you could end up with something truly unique and imaginative as a result. If you're a painter, try a subject that's completely different from what you normally paint. Try a new strategy if you're in the real estate business. Even taking a different route to work to see if it's faster can help spark your imagination. Just get your brain to think in ways it isn't used to. Getting out of your comfort zone can spark new ideas. Hike up a mountain with your partner to spark some new ideas in your love life. Training in creativity. Develop creative habits of mind if you want to increase your creativity dramatically. In order to perform well, a comedian must train her mind to look for the different angle on things she encounters on a daily basis. Why not do the same with your mind? Begin by questioning your own assumptions until it becomes second nature to you to do so. Consider whether you really need more customers before you look for new ways to attract them. Another way to look at it is as a challenge to find new ways to make money off of current customers or ways to reduce costs. It's possible that this will lead to better, more profitable concepts. Randomly choose anything you see on your way to work and ask what it can teach you about the problem at hand. If you see a helicopter, you might consider putting GPS tracking on the car you loan your children. Patio umbrellas may get a makeover thanks to palm trees. Traditional methods for generating creative solutions to problems include assumption challenging and random presentation. You can have more creativity if you train your brain to use these or other techniques on a regular basis. What techniques do you use to hone your creative thinking? Begin by following the easy steps outlined in this video. It's a valuable skill to be able to see and hear things clearly in one's head. But it doesn't necessitate a lot of original thinking, does it? The act of daydreaming is an example of imaginative thinking. If you want, it can be a fantastical world full of all the things that you imagine. There are things you see and new ideas you come up with that other people don't see. What are the best methods for cultivating this? Basics of the imagination, creating. To begin, use your wildest dreams and fantasies to see what happens. It's as simple as visualizing things more or imagining yourself listening to music. Make up short movies in your head and watch them whenever you want. Fortunately, it's an enjoyable experience. In order to improve your creative imagination, you must also learn to think and imagine more creatively. Begin by focusing on your originality. We get more of what we focus on from our subconscious minds. If you ignore your creative side, you're telling your subconscious that it's not worth your time. If, on the other hand, you pay attention to your creative moments, your subconscious mind will begin to provide you with even more creative inspiration. Experiencing new environments can also boost your creative abilities. Interested in enhancing your love life's originality? Embark on a hike with a companion up a mountain. Do you have a penchant for writing? Try writing while perched on a building's roof, if possible. Do you need new business ideas? A change of scenery can help you break out of a rut in your thinking. You can engage your creative imagination by playing games that challenge your reflexes and reaction time. A game like this makes use of a strategy known as concept combination. You can compete against the computer or other players to come up with the most creative combination of concepts or things. One sign idea could be inspired by the weather station's thermometer and billboard, and the message could be changed accordingly. Come in out of the heat for a cold beverage, or come in out of the rain and warm up with our gourmet coffee. If you want something done right now, don't wait for creative inspiration. While creative inspiration can strike at any time, it tends to strike more frequently when people are actively engaged in something rather than passively waiting around. Start redesigning everything you see in your mind if you want to come up with innovative inventions. Improved bicycles, mail and chairs are all possibilities. After 3 weeks, it will become second nature. It goes without saying that having a creative imagination goes beyond just coming up with new ideas or creating new products. Genuinely innovative thinkers aren't just interested in finding answers, they're also interested in posing new questions. Focus on 3 things to become more creative all the time. Transforming the way you see things is the first step. Working just to stop working, to retire, may seem absurd to a child. If you look at it from that angle, you might get some inspiration for ways to make money doing what you like. A painter's imaginative new idea might come from seeing the world through the eyes of a bear. In order to find innovative business improvements, look at things from the perspective of your customers. Take a look at everything from a variety of angles. Questioning your preconceived notions. What if there were no employees at restaurants? Guests pay with a credit card at the door and fill up on food from a buffet, all of which is automated to the point where a single owner-operator could manage a large restaurant all by themselves. For practice, test every assumption you've made. Is it true that you have to make a rent payment? Is water required in swimming pools? Is it possible that working out can be harmful? Allow yourself to be completely free in generating new ideas. Don't let yourself be stifled by your own imagination. Allow yourself to relax and be open to new ideas. You'll be able to get rid of them whenever you want. Use these strategies on a regular basis if you want them to become second nature to your thinking. Because it takes a few weeks to form a new habit, be sure to use them every day for several weeks. Carry a card with you that has a few of your favorite techniques written on it. Keep it in front of you all day and put the techniques to use wherever you go. You'll develop a more imaginative side to your personality in due time. If you liked the video, press like and have a look on the references in the description box.